Good morning, Year 11 science students. Okay, today we're going to be doing some work on speed calculations with our new standard of physics, which is going to be an external. And our first formula you need to become aware of is this one. It's velocity is equal to distance divided by time. You'll notice in your book they have a triangle in front of the D and a triangle in front of the T. The triangle is a Greek symbol called delta, and that just means change. So it's how much the distance changes divided by how much the time changes. Remember that we use a horizontal line now and no longer use a divided by sign like that anymore. That's long gone. So we're going to be using that formula there to solve a few problems. Today's ones are about some incidents that have happened to me during the lockdown to do with possums. So this first one is a possum runs from the trapper. It covers 18 meters in 12 seconds. How fast was it going? So first job is to make a list of the information we know. So we've got the number 18. We need to know which symbol to put next to it. So it's D. So we'll just write on the side, D is equal to 18 meters. Then we can see we've got 12 seconds. That's the time. So T is equal to 12 seconds. And then the next one is how fast was it going? So that decodes to V in the formula, speed. We use the word velocity or speed interchangeable at year 11. But we always use a V. We never do an S in the formula. It's always a V. So V is equal to question mark. That's what we're trying to find out. So now our next job is to write the formula down. So velocity is equal to change in distance, how much the distance changed, divided by how much time it took. And then we just substitute in. So instead of the D, we put in 18. Instead of the T, we put in 12. And then we put it into our calculator, and we get 1.5. Now, what we need to do is work out what the unit is for this, for velocity. To do that, we can go back and look at this equation. And you can see that distance is measured in meters, so it's meters. Time is measured in seconds, so it's meters divided by seconds, which is like m/s. And that mathematically, that is the same. So instead of going meters divided by seconds, you can go meters multiplied by the inverse of seconds, like that. So the unit is ms minus 1. There we go. And now on to the next question. So the next day, this possum was traveling at 8.5 meters per second for 107 seconds. How far did it travel? So again to our list. So we're going this time, how far did it travel? That means that D is equal to the question mark. And this one here, that's the velocity is 8.5 ms minus 1. And time is equal to 107 seconds. Now, we've got to write down our formula. Velocity is equal to distance divided by time. But our problem is that it's not rearranged right. So you'll see in the SciPad that they go and make up a triangle like this. And it's got the distance goes up the top and the V and the T go down the bottom. If we want to rearrange this one, because we want to make D the subject, so how far did it travel? What we do is we come and cover up the D, and it is velocity times time. So therefore, D is equal to VT. Often we won't put the multiplication sign in the formula, we'll just have V next to T, and that's the same as V times T. So now we just substitute straight underneath so people know that the V has been replaced with 8.5 and the T was replaced with 107. We do need to put in the multiplication sign now though. And that gives us an answer of 909.5 meters. And we'll just round that one to 910 meters. So we're not writing down too many digits. All right. On to our last question here. If the child stood, so this is my daughter actually, she stood 17 meters from a possum that could travel at 12.5 meters per second, how long would it take to get to the child? So we'll make our list again. So child stood, so D is equal to 17 meters. And could travel, so that's velocity is equal to 12.5 ms negative 1. And how long would it take to get to the child? So time is equal to the question mark. And then we write down our formula. Velocity is equal to distance divided by time. Remember, you will be given that in your exam. You don't have to memorize that or any of the formulas, but you do need to know how to rearrange them. So now we come back up to our triangle up here, and you can see we want to make time the subject. So what does time equal? So we cover up time, and you can see it's distance divided by velocity. So it's going to be distance divided by velocity. And instead of distance, we put in 17. Instead of velocity, we put in 12.5. And that gives us an answer of 1.36 seconds. And we'll round that one to 1.4 seconds. And the information here should get you through the first 5 pages, I think, in your SciPad. So get going and ask for help if you need it. See ya!